Hey, are you ready to go? It's that little gay talk show. Hey, you bitches and hoes, it's that little gay talk show.
All tea, all shade. Baby, it's Texas made.
It's that little gay talk show.
Hey, it's me, Joel Tatum, and I am back with my good buddy, my best friend, the guy who helped me start this show in the fucking first place. And if you missed him, he's back, bitches.
Girl, I was never gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, you took a little bit. You took a little bit of a break.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm always in the spirit of the show.
Mm-hmm. You took a little bit of a break, and
I
you had some things to think about.
I did, and now I'm black.
Mm-hmm. And now he's black, and he's blacker than ever.
Indeed.
Now,
and black is good.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, back in the day, they used to say black is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, girl, do me a favor. Can you pull that microphone up to you a little bit? Just a little bit towards you so everybody can hear.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of range. This is all new equipment for me.
This
Because brand new. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
we are coming to you live,
Mm-hmm.
well, recorded, at a major studio. This motherfucker has really created a major... Y'all should see these alien arms and shit I'm looking at. I'm a little scared if they come alive. Bitches might get hurt.
I know. $2,000 of brand new equipment.
Girl,
oh my God. Just to...
Don't visit it. Just
But
let
I'm
it go.
good. I'm good. We sound terrific. If you hear our pilot episode, we sound so horrible.
And I want you to hear our pilot episode.
You should hear our pilot
In
episode.
fact, I want them to revisit the truth is it the truth is Earl? The
struggle is Earl. Mm-hmm.
You have that's IRL, and you've got to listen to it. If you've never listened to any other podcast, you've got to listen to that one because, girl, it's the shit. It really is.
We've
We
had
annihilated so many people. On
I
that
know,
episode.
but we had so many fun episodes. So many fun episodes. The struggle is Earl is probably one of my favorite
It's
episodes.
my favorite.
Yeah.
I can't listen, y'all. This is gonna sound conceited or what have you, and frankly, I don't give a shit. That shit is good, and we were listening to it last night and literally pissing ourselves laughing. So
Yeah, exactly. And we had friends over. We had Miss Marcus, and his lover, his friend.
oh, how French!
I know.
That's so French. When you
I
say,
knew his lover.
and this is my lover. I dare not do a French accent because I can't. I'll try just for fun. Hello, my name is Marcus, and this is my lover, whose name I don't recall. It's Sommelier. But he's a very nice young man. And when I say young man, I mean young enough that he could be my child.
Girl, don't do that.
Girl, it's true.
Don't do that, girl.
I said it several times. I was obsessed.
You know, Marcus is going to listen to this. Don't do that,
I hope
girl.
he does. I love my Marcus, but I was obsessed last night. How many times did I say, "You are a baby"? Oh my gosh, this is a child. I could have a child your age. Made me feel fucking old, and Marcus is older than I am.
Actually, we found out his real age because he is going on a cruise with me and David White, so he has to get his birth certificate so he can do his stuff.
I'm sorry. You just said it, and we have to do it because you said it.
David White. Oh my God, that pitch was so good.
I know. Some people say I can sing, bitch.
I know.
Anyway.
Yes. So anyway, yes, he is a little bit on the young side. I get it. But
My policy. Do you have a policy when it comes to men and ages that you will date? Because I have a policy.
Okay, so here is, I think, my policy. If you're a grown ass man and approach me, I might date you. If you're a grown ass man. To
Do
me,
you-
a
do you
grown ass
consider
man.
23 a grown ass man.
I consider 23 a grown ass man. I consider that simply because if you can sit down and have cocktails with me, if you can keep up with me,
We're
you're a
not
grown
talking-
ass man. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about intellectually and everything else. Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Intellectually,
'Cause at first it sounded
spiritually,
like you
that
were-
kind of thing.
At first, it sounded like you were talking about the age of consent.
No.
Because the age of consent in this state is 17. And bitch, I am not.
Oh, no. If you walk up to me now, let me tell you. I have to tell this.
Not interested. That's disgusting.
I have
as
to
far
tell
as
this.
I'm concerned.
I have to tell this story because this is part of where we're going to go. Back in 2010, I worked at a little restaurant down the street that was just opening up and trying to get their stuff together and everything else.
I know the restaurant.
And
we've been friends since '94. So
and it's in a little space where okay, so we're broadcasting from Houston, Texas. So for some of you out there who are not from Houston, you probably won't recognize this, and that's okay. But it's in a little space where the Hobbit Cafe is, and all this. There's 4 restaurants in a little space, and one of the restaurants used to be a gay bar a long time
Yes,
ago.
it was.
It was a gay bar.
Will, listen, to those of you who are old enough to remember, it was called the Galleon at one point. Oh, y'all forgive me. I'm smoking a cigarette, and I don't usually smoke.
We're getting rid of all our
We're getting rid of all the vices.
all the
this
vices today. We're gonna finish off the
year.
vices.
Joel's gonna stop drinking, but y'all, if y'all know me, and a lot of you do not because you haven't, but you need to listen to our past episodes. But anyway, I tend to drink,
Oh,
and I'm not stopping.
And by the way, this bitch with her Scotch Irish stuff going on.
Scotch, Irish,
This
and
bitch
German.
can
Thank you,
throw
23andMe.
down a drink and still be able enough to do a show, and then go, girl, what are we doing next? And I'm like, girl, I'm passing out and going to sleep because I'm not that kind of drinker.
I got it. It's genetic. 23andMe said apt to drink in my profile, genetic profile.
Isn't that something?
To drink.
Isn't that?
Yes, bitch, I am apt to drink. And motherfucker, I'm drinking right now. Thank you, 23andMe.
Isn't that funny that a DNA test would tell? Oh, this bitch is apt to drink. She's
Yes.
gonna drink.
Scotch, what about Scotch Irish do you not get?
Well, we're starting. I am going to call this. We are in season 3, and season 2. You know, we had Miss Pinky, we had all the girls on, and everything else. And we're starting 2020 back to Randy and I. And these girls, by the way, were fantastic, and I had a great year with them. I really did. I had a fun and fantastic year with them. If you're not hearing Miss Pinky's voice, it's because Miss Pinky has some things that she has to deal with, and she's going to get that stuff done. This bitch is a powerful bitch.
You know, it's amazing.
She is a powerful bitch.
It's amazing that you said that because I'm looking at this table that Pinky gave you, and y'all, you can't get a better woodworker.
I know.
And it's just I'm floored by people who can actually do stuff.
You know, Miss Pinky was also the one who...
Because I can't do stuff.
Miss Pinky was also the one who installed all the arms for my... She helped me put my studio together. We were here at 1 o'clock in the morning. When I first got this equipment, I was so excited when I got this. Randy, I was through the moon because for the last 3.5 months, I had been battling with this company to get this equipment. The first time they said that they didn't have it. And I went, oh my God, okay. They don't have it. That's fine.
Well, we're talking to each other and not to the audience.
No, we're still talking to the audience.
Yeah, well,
but
the thing about the equipment, y'all have to understand, this equipment is very elaborate. I'm sitting here talking into a spider leg. This man worked hard to get this shit installed, and it must have been hard to get it all together.
You know, Miss Pinky was the one who she drilled. We were here till 4:00 in the morning putting this studio together, and that bitch really helped me.
Well, bless him, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what? He's going to get it together because he always does.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man who will never not land on his feet.
Yeah, exactly. He will. This bitch is going to be fine. She's going to be fine.
If you would like information on how to get specialized woodworking done in your home or business, we need to. You need to call into the show, or just Joel. Do you have an email address that you can give them? So. Because you need to support local woodworkers.
Yeah, exactly.
And businesses in this city of Houston or around the world. Girl, if you got the money to get it shipped to you, you can't do better than Pinky.
Well, if you want to look for Miss Pinky and ask her to do some little things for you when it comes to carpentry and making things, you need to go to his Facebook page, Charles Stevens, and reach him there because he can do some. Like I said,
I'm sure that there are photos of his work featured.
Oh
on
yes,
his page.
I'm sure there's photos and stuff. But I have to tell you, he put this studio together. We were up until 4 a.m. putting this studio together. He worked out all the logistics. He did all the stuff for the show. So I want to make sure that I send a shout out to Miss Pinky because Miss Pinky did all the shit to get this show together.
And coming from the Christian community, I just want to say that I want y'all to put your prayers out for him, and you know, let's pray that things get together and that everything's fine. It will be, but prayer is certainly in my life a very big part of my life, and I want y'all to pray for him so he can get his. And listen, it's not that much, whatever it is. But I'll tell you what, prayer never hurts, girl.
And never hurts. Nope. It never hurts. Nope. But enough on that. We're starting season 3. Back to me and Randy, and back to having some fun.
Oh yes.
Because it's about to get. It's about to get.
This decade has got to be
2020. We're now in 2020.
I know. We did another decade.
I know. We made it through another. We are alive during another decade, girl.
And you know what? A lot of people fell.
I know.
As I was born in 1968, a whole lot of good people fell. Martin Luther the King, honey. And I think, wasn't Malcolm X killed as well in 68? Girl.
But
it's not my fault.
I was 1 year old and you were barely born, so that's not
my fault.
That's not your thing.
But no, there were a lot of pivotal moments in 1968 which I wasn't there for, and frankly, I don't do history. I don't do much of nothing.
But remember, we were teenagers during the 80s, so we saw music change. We saw lifestyles change.
Well, just imagine we were there on TV, of course. We weren't there. With my luck, some of the Berlin Wall would have fell on me. So I'm glad I wasn't there, but it fell. And thank you, Reagan, for that. I don't thank you, Reagan, however, for burying your head in the ground and acting like AIDS didn't happen.
I know.
But that's another part of our history.
Yeah,
HIV,
exactly.
Started.
Oh, thank you to Elizabeth Taylor who got the whole ball rolling. Who got the whole ball rolling the reason why we have the drugs that we have now, the reason why we have PrEP like we have now is because these pioneers got this stuff started.
I think Elizabeth Taylor raised $1 million in the first year.
In the first year, she raised $1 million.
That was nothing compared to the money that she ended up raising.
And the thing is
because her best friend Rock Hudson passed,
and for her to jump on that bandwagon during the 80s was such a relief for a lot of us who were watching this disease devastate us for God knows how long.
I'll tell you what. Listen, I was tricking in a bookstore in 1983. I was only, I don't know, 8. But I was very concerned.
And then, and then,
I don't mean no harm. I'm just putting a little levity in.
but we made it through the 80s, and then the 90s came along.
But seriously,
and,
I was tricking in a bookstore in 1983.
And then the 90s came along, and then I started tricking. Because in the early days of the 80s, a story that I told Randy before we got on the air, I was listening to a Madonna song. Now I grew up in a small little house with 5 or 6 brothers and sisters, and they all went out for the day. And my mom said, "Hey, you need to clean up the house." And I'm like, "Well, crap. If I'm going to clean up the house, fine, whatever." I was a teenager, and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So I put on my little Walkman.
You were doing your little rebellion.
I put on my Walkman, and I had a. Now, by the way, for those of you who don't know what a Walkman is, Google it because I'm not explaining it.
No,
if
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
So just Google it and call it a day. But I put on my little Walkman, and Madonna came on, and I am dancing around the house, cleaning up because I'm by myself, and I'm cleaning up the house and doing all this other stuff, and I'm doing a move. I had a move. If any of you are out there, if you are a dancer, I love to dance. I still to this, I'm 52 years old now, and I put on my house music, put my headphones on, and when it's time to clean, girl, I am dancing around this house, cleaning and doing everything that I can do. I can do all the moves and everything. Now I can't, unfortunately, due to a twerking incident.
Oh, a twerking incident.
I tried to twerk, and girl, I threw out a hip.
Because you're old, hell.
I threw out a hip, girl.
You shouldn't be trying to
Yes,
twerk.
I threw out a hip, and I'm like...
You don't even have an ass for twerking.
I do have an ass for
you
twerking.
You do not have an ass for twerking.
I have an ass for twerking. And by the way...
does not.
And by the way, the youngsters on I think a couple of weeks ago, we were sitting around talking, and the youngsters said, "Hey, Joel, you actually have a nice ass." And I'm like, "Oh, really?
Where the hell does actually come from?"
Really? I did not know. I knew.
I would be offended by somebody saying actually. I don't even know. What kind of judgment is that?
That's not a judgment. It's an acknowledgement. It's an acknowledgement of what I've known.
Acknowledgement
of what I've known for a little bit.
An acknowledgement of surprise because they said actually. So that says that they didn't realize that your old ass.
Well, I was wearing
had an ass.
Yes, my old ass was wearing a very nice pair of jeans that fit me so well. It's ridiculous. And they were like commenting on the fact that, "Oh my God, you have such a nice ass." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you so much." I knew that for quite some time.
Enjoy whispering. It's fun.
I know.
No, but you know what? We need to move on to another decade.
Oh, let me finish that story though, real
Lord,
quick.
do you have to?
Yes, I do have to. And having, like I said, I had the Walkman on. I was dancing around the house. I was doing my thing. And this is when my parents were trying to question my gayness. They were trying to question my gayness because they weren't 100% sure, because I was such a silent child. I was a silent child. I like to read, and...
Oh, you like to read.
I was a reader. I like to read. So I was a silent child, and them coming home, to their surprise, seeing me dance around the house, and I got a standing ovation. Of course, they were already standing up when they walked into the house, but still, I got an ovation. And I'm like, I was so embarrassed, but at the same time, I was also giggling inside because I'm like, "Oh my God, my parents, look at that."
You're so funny. So that was 19.
That was the 80s.
Yeah, 1983 or something.
But the
like that,
90s.
or
Oh, my
84.
God. The 90s.
Well, I don't know. What was I doing in the 90s?
Well,
I was working, and I moved to Dallas.
Oh, by the way, when did you meet Miss Isabel Cooley?
Isabel Cooley, famous, fabulous day player. In several, she's been in at least 50 movies. Well, I met her in 1989.
Oh, you were right on the cusp of a new decade.
Yes, indeed. I never thought, you know what? I never think about much. So I was about to say, I never thought about it that way. But frankly, I live a decent life where I don't have to worry about nothing. So, but that's not true. But you know what I'm saying. I'm just having fun. Y'all, I'm just having fun. Anyway, I met Isabel in a local theater production of Driving Miss Daisy. And I was seated in the front row. I was invited by a local newscaster, Richard. I won't say his last name. He's probably dead, though, because, y'all, I'm old. And this was when I was 19, and he was 30 or 40. But I met Richard at a party, and he invited me to see him in a production of Driving Miss Daisy. So I sit my ass down in the front row, and I hear a voice saying, "Darling, you'd make a better door than a window."
What does that even mean?
I turned around and said, and now, mind you, I'm young, and bitch, I was just a bitch. So I turned around and said, "What?" And she said again, "You'd make a better door than a window. I simply won't be able to see if I'm seated behind you." I said, "Then get your ass up and move over here and sit next to me." And she was 68, and her name's Isabel Cooley, and she was an actress, and a good actress. She was what they called back in the day a day player, which meant that she was, by the studio, she was obliged to go to several different movies and just do small parts where she had a speaking role of maybe 5 lines or more. Anyway, she was fabulous. And so when my friend Richard came out, now y'all, Richard weighed 358 pounds. And he was playing Hoke from Driving Miss Daisy. If y'all know the role, Hoke is, from the movie Driving Miss Daisy, Hoke is her chauffeur. And he comes on stage, and Isabel immediately, when she sees him getting into the car, which, you know, it's a set, and so there are stools, but it's supposed to be a car. Anyway, so Isabel immediately, she said, "Ha! Ha!" And I'm like, "Bitch, what is your problem?" "Bitch, what is your problem?" He goes, "Darling, he's Jello with a belt." How the fuck is he supposed to be Hoke? That was my first meeting with her.
Oh,
She was
my
fabulous.
God.
So that was my 80s story. And there's more to come. And I will be telling y'all more about my relationship with Isabel during the coming episodes because it's really interesting. And I want to be doing some Hollywood name dropping, girl, Elizabeth Taylor, Jack Nicholson. There are some names that she told me some stories about, bitches. So I'm going to impart those stories to you all in coming episodes. So, yes, that was 1989, on the cusp of 90.
On the cusp
and
of
ask
90.
me what I was doing in 1990.
Okay, I can tell you what I was doing in the 90s.
Because I don't remember.
For the first time, I was out of the house, forcibly out of the house. Because my parents went, "Oh, you're an adult. Get out in the world."
Yeah, that
And
happens.
I stayed with my grandmother for a bit. My grandmother, Miss Leslie Howard. This is a woman who, if I'm sorry, I think that was my first time realizing that I love drag
Oh.
because this was a woman who used to walk around. She'd go to work every day. And when she went to work, she worked for Houston Independent School District in janitorial services. But this woman used to walk down the street in a pair of super tight jeans, 6-inch stilettos, and a blouse that showed all her goods, and a Tina Turner wig. The woman had a wig that was super curly all the way down her back. And she would walk down the street to the bus stop every day, and people would drive by and honk. People would, she had marriage proposals from all kinds of men at the time. She didn't really work that hard because all she had to do was show her bosoms, and her bosoms were out there to be shown.
Okay.
This woman would go to work, and I went up there one time because she used to supply us with all our school supplies. My parents never had to buy school supplies because at the end of the year, all these kids would leave their notebooks behind, pens, all kinds of stuff. So she would come home with, she would come home with goodies for school. So I never had to worry about having stuff for school because she would come home with all this stuff. And I questioned, and I always asked her, why do you dress like this to go to work?
And what did she say? Did she say, because I'm grown?
Actually, she did. She said, one, because I'm grown, and two, because I like the attention. I am a woman of a certain age, and I work hard. I bought this house. I divorced my husband, her husband did some horrible things. And I'm not going to get into that because that does not need to be said.
That's another show.
Yeah, but her husband did some horrible things, and she left him. She raised 7 kids in a home that she bought. She paid for her home, but she was smart. The woman was smart. She decided not to divorce her husband because he got all these benefits and everything else.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm not going to divorce you. I'm just going to be separated from you so I can get all the benefits that I need to. I need to get.
I don't mean no harm, but isn't that called hood divorce?
That's called being a Renaissance woman. She was a Renaissance woman.
I respect her, but
she was a Renaissance woman. She did the things that she needed to do to take care of her family while still being she recognized herself as a beautiful woman who was not going to stop being a beautiful woman.
There you go.
Even with all the kids that she had, she was not going to stop being a beautiful woman.
Well, no, she was beautiful as hell, I'm sure, but she was still in a hood divorce.
I know. I know. And it was the best divorce on the planet because she got all the benefits.
Exactly. Exactly. And nothing wrong with that. It's called being smart and practical.
The woman, this was the first. Now, I have to give you a little bit of context. My dad had been married so many times. It's ridiculous. And this was, when I met this woman, I went, how is she a grandmother? I thought grandmothers were supposed to be,
Did that swallow translate onto the...
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to worry about it.
That was a big swallow.
That was a big swallow, but I don't think that it translated, so you don't have to worry. This is the first grandmother that I ever met who was not a traditional grandmother. She was too sexy. The woman was sexy. The woman was, even I went, God damn it, she is sexy.
All right. So, all right. The thing about us is we've been around for a lot of fun decades in history, and a lot of tragic shit happened too. But what was your favorite decade?
What was my favorite decade? I'm going to say the late 90s to the early 2000s. I know that's not a decade, but let's say the 90s and the 2000s. Simply because for me, if you've been in my household, you know I love I love gadgets. I love my computer. I've had a computer. You know, my family was not very rich, but there was a computer in there was some form of technology in my house. My dad loved technology.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always some form of technology. We were the first ones on the block to have an Atari. We were the first ones on the block to have an Atari in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And all the kids used to come over, and we wore that shit out. Those little controllers that they had, my God, we had to buy controllers like constantly.
Well, we had an Atari. The
Mm-hmm.
one was given to us for Christmas, me and my sisters, but none of us cared for video games. My mother wore out that joystick and had to buy another one. And she's so funny. She said, "You kids have ruined this joystick. I've got to buy another one." It's like, we didn't ruin any joysticks.
I know.
We couldn't get any play. And my parents used to play with the next door neighbors. They would have Atari contests every weekend. And girl, you know, they were drinking martinis and playing Atari
I know.
and just having a good time. It took over in that decade. In 1980, actually it was 80.
I think it was 80 when Atari came out.
Yeah, and it took over the card game for adults. And they started playing Atari together.
Exactly. But the 90s introduced the internet. The internet. Here comes the internet. Now, when I first started, it was message boards. If you had DOS, you went on the message boards, and the message boards were a precursor to all the things that you girls have, like Tinder and Growler and all this other stuff, where people on the message boards would hook up. They would get together. They had gay message boards. Oh, you gay nerds. I love you gay nerds. I love being a gay nerd.
You talking to me back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
About messaging somebody.
Yes,
and
exactly. They had message boards on
hooking up with
DOS.
some rando.
I hooked up with a guy on the message board who told me he loved frogs. And I thought,
what in the hell?
I know. I thought, oh, well, okay. But then he told me, this is what he told me before I met him. He said, everybody mistakes me for Robert De Niro. And I went, oh, that sounds sexy.
Well,
That sounds
Robert
so
De Niro
sexy.
in Taxi Driver, yes. Other than that, no.
He said, everybody always mistakes him for Robert De Niro. And I went, okay. And then he went, you know, I do have a little thing where I love frogs and stuff like that. So you'll probably see it around my house. And I went, okay, I don't care because I'm probably just going to fuck you anyway. But you look like, everybody says you look like Robert De Niro.
But the
fine.
frog thing.
But I can tell you when I got there, because my friend dropped me off. One of my friends dropped me off. And I said, okay, I'm going to meet this guy who looks like Robert De Niro. And it's going to be hot.
In love with frogs.
Yes. And when he opened up the door, the first thought in my head was, you don't look like Robert De Niro.
And
you
he
look
is
like
a frog.
You look like a frog. He looked like a frog. And I walked to his house, and there were frogs everywhere. There were frog pillowcases. There were frog pictures.
See,
I always seem to hook up with guys who have weird obsessions.
take it back to Disney World, honey, with your
And
frog.
we had dinner.
Get on Mr. Frog's wild ride.
And I'm sitting here, and I'm sitting at dinner going, I really don't want to be with this guy. This guy literally he lied about his age. He lied about his height. He lied about looking like Robert De Niro.
See,
I met
that man in New York City. Y'all, I was in New York City at some time in my life. I don't even, you know what?
What decade was this? The 90s?
It was the 90s, but I couldn't tell you when because I always get it mixed up because I was traumatized by a roommate that I had named James. Anyway, before I moved to New York. Anyway, I digress. The point is, there I was in New York City, and I got online, and I thought, I'm going to meet somebody and just have a good old sexy time in New York. And so I got online. He lied about his age. He lied about his appearance. I got there, and he missed because his ass was old. He lied about his age because his ass was old. I was still in my 20s. And when when I got to his condo, which was amazing because, bitch, if you have a condo in New York City, you have money.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a Broadway, and I'm not kidding. He was a Broadway director.
What?
Yes, Queen. So I get to his house, and he said, "You lied about your appearance." I said, "No, I didn't." He said, "You said you had a 47 chest." I said, "Bitch, I said I had a 47 waist."
Oh my God.
And actually, I didn't have a 47 waist, but no, I can't remember the
Is there
measurement.
even a measurement for
No,
a 47 waist?
I can't remember the measurement.
I think
for
it's a
my
44
waist.
or 40.
No, I think it was. I was a size 32 back then.
Oh, okay.
So he said that bitch, is there a size 32 chest? That's my question because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
I've
when I got
never taken a
He
chest
opened the
measure.
door. He said, "You said you had a size whatever chest," and I said that was my waist size. That's what I said. And he said, "You lied about your appearance." I said, "Bitch, so did you." He said, "Do you want to come in for a cup of coffee?" And I said, "Well, hell yeah. I took a taxi to get here." God, New York was beautiful then. Oh, my God. That whole experience was really a lot of fun. Anyway, so go in his house, and we just started talking about theater and stuff like that. He knew so many people. Yes, and he was a retired director, a Broadway director, and he knew everybody. Girl, he was telling me stories about Liza Minnelli and all this shit. It was kind of fun.
Did you sleep with him? Then?
No, because guess what? I was not attracted to him, and he
I-
wasn't attracted to me because he imagined that I was some muscle, bodybuilder coming over to him. Bitch. Listen, all you bitches listen. But now things are different. So you can see pics.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you were just flying blind, bitch.
I know. But the funny thing is that with Frogman, I actually did snuggle with him because he wanted to snuggle. And I'm like, well, I'm here and my ride won't be back for a while.
How very asexual of you.
I snuggled. Oh, don't say that. Please don't say that. But yes.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
That's a very asexual thing to do. Girl, I'm not hating asexuals. I'm just saying everybody likes to snuggle, though.
But he wanted to snuggle, and I was like, okay. By the way, he was a fabulous cook. We had a wonderful dinner.
Bitch,
we had
cooked
great
dinner.
He cooked dinner. We had
See,
a great
this
conversation.
motherfucker gave me a cup of coffee,
But-
and you got dinner.
But
That's
here's the
not
thing.
cool.
Here's the thing. While I'm sitting at the dinner table, I am still looking at frogs everywhere. Even the salt and pepper shakers were
That's just
shaped.
weird.
That was just the weirdest thing. And I'm like, there's frogs on my plate. There's frogs on the table. There's frog statuary, all kinds of stuff, all pictures, and I'm like, what is?
Did you trick with the frog? Be honest.
I did not,
Oh well,
I
I'm
did
proud of
not.
you for not,
but
because you
I-
have
you
to
know.
own it, own yourself, and say.
but even then, I
you know
was
what?
I was still
The frog stops here.
Thank you. I was still trying to work out all my sexuality issues. So when I did that, I went, okay, I'm not going to sleep with this guy. So I called my ride. I said, come pick me up, girl. Please come pick me up. Please come pick me up.
I've never had sexuality issues. I was tricking in bookstores in 1983, as you.
I think we are almost 40 minutes into the show, so I think we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to get back because I want to talk more about this because this is so much fun.
It is.
It is so much fun.
We've seen so many decades. Y'all bitches have no idea.
So we're gonna come right back because I honestly need another drink and I have to pee. So I'll be right. And we're back.
We are black.
We are back. This bitch.
I'm sorry, girl. It's just
This
too.
bitch,
It's
I
just too
know.
easy. It's just too easy. Just like they used to say about me in high school. It's just too easy.
I'm probably gonna get Joel. That was offensive. And I'm gonna be like, okay, But did we have fun doing it? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Did you laugh? Yes, I did. Then that's
There
all.
you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. But back into our decades conversation.
We're just sort of let's call it digressing through the decades.
Digressing through the decades.
Because frankly, we're not digressing, but we're just telling long ass stories, and that's okay. Because guess what? It's our lives.
But
long ass
story. How did you feel? And this was me when you first got your AOL disc in the mail to go online, America Online, which most of you bitches will not know. If you still have AOL mail accounts,
how did I feel? That never happened.
I was excited.
I've never been. You know me better than that. I don't even know how to turn a computer on.
I've been a computer geek for my entire life.
I didn't even know they gave out discs for AOL.
They used to send them in the mail for free.
You know, in my entire life, I've never had. I have actually. The funny thing is, well, I don't know. Some of y'all think this bitch is crazy. Okay, maybe I am, but you know what? I have a laptop at home that I have to feed electricity every once in a while just to keep it alive because I don't use it. I don't use it. And I don't care. And Mark Zuckerberg, and you can kiss the crack of my ass.
And you just got a tablet
on the hair.
You just got a tablet.
I just got a tablet, and I just use it to watch Tubi TV in bed. I don't.
And probably some porn.
No. You know what? No. Anyway, Mark Zuckerberg, though, I just want to say, I've said it many times on the air.
I will say this too.
Fuck
Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck him.
The devil.
He's the devil. Fuck him.
And
fuck him.
Selling everybody's goddamn information.
And now all these people are running around buying portals and all this other stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is a man who literally sold your information to everybody. Everybody. I used to, I would talk to people on Facebook about certain things or products that I used. And suddenly I saw advertisements for those. And I'm like, wait a minute. I talked about a certain product last week. And suddenly now I'm getting all these advertisements for what the fuck is going on? And I realized this man is actually trolling me.
Yeah, well,
and looking for
it's his system. It's his system.
Exactly.
And I would say eat a dick, Mark Zuckerberg, but guess what? Eating dick is good.
So
I'm not going to say that.
I love it when heterosexuals go, suck my dick. And I'm like, yes, I will.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's not an insult, by the way.
See, now I'm talking dirty. See, I was just telling Joel earlier during the break. I haven't said anything. I can't control myself.
I know.
Because sometimes it's just fun to talk dirty.
But why would you think that telling me to suck your dick is an insult to me? It's not.
It's not.
It's an invitation.
It is an invitation.
It's an invitation.
Guess what? The man knows you're gay. It's a straight man knows you're gay, and he says suck my dick. When he says it to you, he gets a tingle. You know his balls tingle just a little bit because he's like, you think he'll do it?
One of my friends,
he'll do it.
One of my most amazing friends, Mr. Thomas, knew that those didn't work on me, and he is a straight man, and Mr. Thomas,
he is a straight man.
If his way to insult me or do anything else was to implant the word vagina, he would go, eat a vagina, and I'm like, oh my God, you just insulted me.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. I'm not doing that, and I'm not.
And listen. I'm not apologizing for Joel, but I just said it too. And for all you vagina eaters out there, good for you. Get you some. But that's not our thing. So please, I'm just doing a little disclaimer. Please forgive us. And if you have any letters, please send them to Joel.
at that little gay talk show.
At that little gay
Talk show on all our things. You know our things, our Twitter.
But you know what?
And everything
I have
else.
no problem with anybody eating whatever the fuck they want to. But I will say, it is a turn on for a straight guy to say, suck my dick. It is. I can't help it.
Especially.
Can you help it?
Oh, I
Seriously, your
can't.
body goes, do you really want me to?
Yes, I know. I actually go into the back of my head. So is he saying that he wants me to?
I mean, because
I will.
And why
That's
is it
not an insult.
Why is it that only hot guys say shit like that?
I know.
Only hot straight guys say shit.
I
like
know. That's not. By the way, asking me to suck your dick is not an insult.
No.
It's an invitation.
We're
It just
obsessing just a little bit. We
Yes.
need to move on.
Yes, no, but I want
we-
to if there are any straight men who are listening to this episode. By the way, I do have a lot of straight friends who are like,
This is not a dating fucking service.
I know, but no, for all you straight men who ask me, Joel, I didn't know you had a podcast. Can I listen to your podcast? Yes, you can.
What are you gonna do? Offer him a blowjob?
No, I just want to let them know
that you'll blow him.
that telling me to suck your dick is not an insult. It's an invitation.
It is so not. An
And you
insult.
cannot use that as sexual harassment.
It's kind of a turn on. You know, there are websites. Where straight men, quote unquote, are fucking guys' faces, and they say, "I'm straight. How do you like this? How do you like this?" And the guy's like, "Oh," because he can't say anything. He's got a cock in his mouth. You know what? Talk to me. So,
And by the way, I'm going to have a Joel moment. And this is,
I'm trying to.
the way, it's a Joel moment.
See, I'm trying to think of a song for a Joel moment. I got it. A moment with Joel. It's the same thing, the same music from David White. It's just easier that way.
So here's a Joel moment.
A
Don't
moment
tell
with
me.
Joel.
Don't think that when you tell your other straight friends to suck your dick
seriously.
or any of that stuff, when you tell me that, and knowing that I'm a gay man, all you're doing is sending out an invitation. So when I go to HR and I say, hey, he told me to suck his dick, I wanted to, and I'm okay with that. So
All right.
you can't say that that's harassment because you literally told me to suck your dick, and I said, okay.
Okay, now we've opened a door, and you know what? Fuck this nostalgia shit about our lives and decades and all that, because you know what? We just do stream of consciousness around here. So here's the thing. Joel just opened a door for me to talk about Dr. Quinn. Not the medicine woman, but the doctor that I used to date. Dr. Quinn, not the medicine woman, had me come in his office, and we'd known each other for years. He wanted to check my pulse. Now, I told this story recently.
Did he want to check your pulse?
No, listen. No,
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I don't
Y'all let us know. Wait, Joel.
I don't think you told me this story, so
Oh,
I can't.
well, just hold on. Because everybody at a dinner party that I was at for Christmas was appalled. I mean, some people got up and left the table appalled that I was so ignorant. Bitch, I'll tell you the story and you decide.
Okay.
I'd known Dr. Quinn over the years. I'd seen him at bars, and we were always friendly. And at a bar one night, he took my pulse and said, I'm concerned about your heart rate. I'd like to have you in just to check your heart rate. Can you come to the hospital next week?
Okay.
And I said, Okay. I'm concerned because I'm a big person. You know, I don't play, honey. I
know.
weigh in at
I
300.
know,
I
girl.
weigh in at 300 pounds. If a motherfucker tells me, I'm concerned about your heart rate, bitch, I'm going in, and it's a free visit. Hell yeah, I'm going in. So this is what happens.
Oh,
I go in.
are you whispering?
Reception.
You're whispering.
Yeah, I'm doing a whisper because I can, because you've got all this spider ass legged equipment. So I go in, right? The receptionist is, as we say in Texas, ornery. Are you sure you have an appointment? I'm doing her, by the way. I'm not being racist. Bitches, I'm not being racist.
Just
I'm
do
doing
the
And I
thing.
said, yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, he can see Joe. That's more Puerto Rican than Mexican.
I don't know what you're doing. Just do your thing.
I'm being
I don't.
slightly racist.
You're
I
not.
don't mean to. I'm just telling the story. Bitch, this is how it happened.
Just tell the story.
All right. So I had to get past the receptionist. And she called, pushed the button. Dr. Quinn, your patient is here. So I'm like, and by the way, I didn't preface this properly. My mother was with me in the lobby of this office. So I go in, and he said, please take off all of your clothes. I'm like, oh, okay. I was thinking EKG and shit. I want to take your pulse. I'm like, oh, okay. He said, the pulse is all over the body.
Oh.
And I said, And so he said, take off all of your clothes and lay down on the table.
Oh, wow.
And so I did. And this is where the straights are freaking out at the dinner party that I was at. Because they're like, what? And one of them, I know he hates me. And he's a friend of mine. He's one of my best female friends, fiance. And girl, I wanted to sing. All right, I'm digressing for fun. I wanted to sing Evergreen at their wedding because, bitch, I do an Evergreen that would kick Barbara Streisand's ass.
Give us a little bit of that. What does Evergreen sound like? Give us a little bit of that. Just a little bit.
Now, you put me under pressure and I can't remember
not
the lyrics.
putting you-
Hold on. Love, soft as an easy chair. Love, fresh as the morning. Oh, shit. I fucked that up.
That's fine. You gave us
Fresh
a little
as
bit.
the morning air.
You gave us a little bit. So just
No, that little bit sucked. That was like sifting through gravy. My voice is horrible.
sifting through gravy. I love that.
Anyway.
I love it.
Anyway, so I'll never do that. The dinner party.
Okay.
They were appalled at that point in
Okay,
the story.
Randy, make sure you're talking to the mic.
Oh, at that point in the story, they were appalled about the idea that he asked me to get naked to check my balls. And one of the guys, the fiance, said, why would you have to get naked for him to check your pulse? And one of the girls at the table, who was a nurse, and she's retired, said, I've never, ever heard of that shit. So I'm like, y'all, I don't know nothing about being a doctor or anything, but the man asked me to get naked, so I got naked. So he started checking my pulse. He started at my feet and then my inner thighs. And then he brushed across my cock. And then he brushed across my cock again. And then he tugged my cock. And you know what? I called. I left the doctor's office after he took my pulse, and then I called him and said, "Dr. Quinn, something just ain't right about that examination. Were you trying to tell me something?" And he said, "Well, I'd like to suck your cock." And I said, "Then get your ass over here and suck my cock."
Okay, you realize that Dr. Quinn kind of
vastly.
And by the way, this is where we are now.
That's a vastly unethical thing to do.
That was the most unethical thing for a doctor to do.
But guess what?
I know that
everybody at that dinner table said the same thing, and they were all appalled. Meanwhile, I said, "Well, I found it quite titillating."
I know that
didn't bother me.
I know that.
In fact, he came over and blew me.
But the thing is that was with you, and then he decided to do that with other patients, and that was not the thing that he should have done.
I agree with you, but I don't know that he ever did that with other patients.
I hope he didn't do that, because that's borderline where we are right now.
I know, but listen. I didn't think anything about it because I'm a slut. I was like, "Get your ass over here and suck my cock." The fuck? Why didn't you suck my cock when I was on the table? But no, I get where you're coming from and where my friends were coming from at that dinner party. But they just pounced on me because I appreciated it. And let it happen again and again and again and again and again. Well, that was a 5-year relationship. I had a 5-year relationship with him after that.
Did you really?
Yes.
Wow.
On a weekly basis, it was just sex.
I know. But the thing is that their thing is
I never, honestly, I'm so selfish. It never occurred to me that he may have done it to other people. But I will say this. He lost his practice.
Well, the thing is,
I didn't say the hospital.
I know. No, you didn't.
No,
you didn't. Don't worry about that.
Dr. Quinn is a medicine woman. I'm just trying to make sure nobody knows who Dr. Quinn is.
I understand that.
So Dr. Quinn does not work at your local hospital. He works in Japan. Bitch, I was on vacation.
And now everybody in Japan is going to know.
Girl, the Japanese have more to worry about than Dr. Quinn.
But the thing is that, yes, I guess I can understand where they were going with that, because that's not something that is supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen, but it did. Yeah. And I appreciated it. And that's because, well, I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe.
I will say this too. I probably wouldn't have been. Maybe I'm a hoe too.
As I am.
No. I think I'm a hoe too, because I probably wouldn't have been that upset.
It was a tug. It was just a tug and a brush, a brush and a brush, and then boop, a tug.
I do not want to advocate the fact that yes,
I do not agree with physicians. Brushing and tugging patients.
They should not do that.
They should not.
Should not do that. But
you know what? It's apropos because
maybe I am.
I used to, and I don't anymore. I used to have a very, very rich sex life, and I don't anymore. And that comes with age sometimes, not all the time. And it also comes with insecurity about your body and things like that. And I shouldn't be that insecure about my body, and we've discussed that because I'm a big guy, but I don't understand the big guy fetish or whatever. So that's a whole other subject for another show.
Yeah, that's.
But anyway, no, I'm just saying I keep justifying what he did, and it was an assault. That is a sexual assault.
That's a sexual assault.
But I am sexually ready for assault. And everybody out there is going to go, you're denigrating or diminishing actual sexual assault. And I certainly don't mean to do that. And y'all forgive me.
And it's
But
fine.
my story is my story.
That's your story. But the thing is that your
I don't
story.
want to hurt anybody.
Yeah,
behind
your
that.
story is no different from my story because I feel like that I'm actually kind of okay. If he's an attractive doctor and he is doing the things that I would like for an attractive doctor to do.
Well, don't you think, though, Joel?
I think it's for my situation. I think it's okay. I don't think it's okay for anybody.
No, it's not
It's
okay
never
for
okay
anybody.
for
And I
anybody
hope
else.
that nobody else was sexually assaulted. But you have to
And-
understand,
Yeah.
you come from the same place I do. We are very... Lord, I said I wouldn't talk about sex, but here I am talking about it. No, we are very sexual people. And what some people see as an assault, I see as a porn movie, and it's hot. It's just hot. I thought it was hot. That's why I called him. My mother was in the lobby. I certainly wasn't going to do anything. I didn't do anything. He did the tug and the rub and the.
There was one time I was at a barber and I was getting a haircut, and I noticed that he kept rubbing his crotch on my arms every time that he was like around me. By the way, he was attractive. He was super attractive, and I was okay with it. I was okay with it. What I do not, and I think that this needs to be said, I was okay with it.
Exactly. Yeah, and just
But-
like I was okay with what happened to me, and I certainly do not advocate, neither does Joel, this activity by anyone, any doctor or...
Because we had been talking the entire time, and he had said things, and I went, oh, okay, this guy, I like this guy. This guy's hot. He's so hot. And I felt his dick on my arm, and I went, oh, this guy is really hot. And I went, okay, I'm okay with, if anything's going to happen, let it happen, because I'm okay with it. I'm 100% okay with it.
Are we whispering?
I know. I'm whispering because that was my sexual experience. And like I said, and Randy and I have both said this, and we're not going to say it again, and we're done.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that
We do not advocate
we do not advocate that.
people assaulting
No,
people
we do
sexually.
not. Yeah, exactly. We
Now,
do not
in our
advocate it.
cases, we're both a couple of sluts.
We are both a couple
and
of
we
sluts.
don't mind.
We don't
Sexually
mind.
assault away.
I know. Just, I'm okay with it. I feel like, hey, he just rubbed
And
his dick
my
up.
gosh,
And
I
by
did
the
not
way-
just say I said that about me and Joel, not about
Anybody
anyone.
else.
Do not sue us
I'm not worried about being
because.
sued.
But I don't want people to get the wrong
I
impression.
just want everybody to understand something. You have your own level of sexuality,
yeah.
and you should be proud of that.
Exactly.
You should
And
be 100% proud of
listen,
that.
You
By the
need to
way,
own.
I didn't do anything with the. Oh, I'm sorry, I burped. I didn't do anything with the barber simply because I didn't want to, and I told him it was nice that you did all of that, and your dick is very nice.
Oh, yes.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
But if you want to do that, you have to take me out to dinner and do all this stuff. To which he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I thought we were just going to play around in the bar. And I'm like, nope. I have respect for myself.
Yeah, of course.
I do have respect for myself.
Oh, so do I.
And
I'm a
I
slut,
know,
but I have respect for
yeah,
myself.
exactly. I know when to say no. If I don't want to be with you, I don't want to be with
Exactly. And you know what? I scheduled an appointment for Dr. Quinn to literally come over and suck my cock. And he came over
you. And sucked your cock.
once a week for 5 years. You can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly. So you still have control. I still have
Always.
control.
I also have a gun.
Just because Randy and I told these stories doesn't mean that we didn't have control in those situations.
No,
we knew what was going on.
We were the ones who were running that narrative.
Yeah,
we were the
exactly.
ones in charge of that narrative.
Exactly.
And and Joel's right. I ain't apologizing again. If you bitches don't like the story, that's fine. But do not take that. Anybody who's listening, do not take that as a template for good behavior because it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
And
But it's behavior that I don't mind.
I don't mind it either.
That's me.
But that's because you and I both already set up an idea of the fact that we're both attracted to each other.
We're hoes.
And I'm okay with that. But if I'm laying on a table getting an exam and you decide that you're going to try to touch my dick or do any of that stuff.
A graze and tug never hurt anybody.
I did not give you permission.
No, and I agree with that.
I did not give you
But I
permission.
remember I had known him for years socially.
But like I said, with him,
Socially, I'd known him for years, and frankly, I think that he thought.
But with the barber,
graze
I
and
was
tug.
already attracted the moment that I walked in the door. I mean, he was fine. He was fine. He was fine,
Well,
and I knew.
Another thing,
I knew I wanted to fuck him. So that happening,
there's a difference.
Yeah,
it's not like he was a total stranger. And Dr. Quinn had heard stories about my cock, and so he wanted to get up in there and see what he could see, grazing and tugging. And I don't hate him for it.
I don't hate him for it either.
Listen,
okay, so we're probably gonna take a break
hate him
here.
for it.
I think we need to take a break. We're gonna take a break because that's what we need to do. We're running an hour and a 30-minute show, and
I hope my mother never hears this episode.
you know what?
This always happens to me. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning going, Lord, Lord,
And I'm
what
gonna
did I do?
You know, the funny thing is, I'm gonna think it's the most brilliant episode ever because Randy let himself go, and he is literally.
I have let myself go
and
several
I'm not,
times
and
in
I
my
hope,
life,
I hope Randy
apparently.
does not take offense to this. But I feel like that he's and please do not take offense to this.
I hope not.
I feel like that maybe a part of you is like giving it a little bit of a middle finger, going, I'm an adult, I'm doing my thing. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not.
Why would I be offended by that?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make sure because
I'm a grown ass.
Thank
person.
you. You're a grown ass person.
Lord knows. And I'm still younger than you.
Okay, so we're going to take a break because this bitch literally just said that I'm still younger than you, even though she's only born a year after me. But that doesn't matter.
Still younger.
Okay, so we'll be right back. And we're back. We're back. I had to run to the store to get cigarettes.
Girl, you just going to tell everybody everything.
I know, because in the next few episodes, I'm going to talk about what it's like to be without cigarettes.
What?
Yes, because I'm going to quit permanently.
My
friend, I am really tired of having to go out with friends who are like, "Oh, Joel's going to go outside and smoke." Ugh.
You know what? I went to the store with two friends, and they were husbands. Girl, everybody's got a husband but me. But anyway, they were husbands. And we were in a clothing store, and this motherfucker, one of them, we'll call him John. John had to walk outside to smoke. We couldn't even shop. This motherfucker had to go outside and smoke. That's crazy.
I know.
don't understand. And I drink. Yeah. Anyway, a lot, and I love it. But guess what? I don't have to drink. That's the difference. I also smoke on occasion, but no chemical owns me. No, not everybody can do that. But I'm just saying,
the chemical owns me when it comes to smoking, and I really, if I'm going to, and I'm going to say this, if I'm going to be a representative of the show when we go out and start, and we will be going out to start doing things.
We're coming to a bar near you.
Yeah, exactly. I can't smoke because I'm trying to get laid. I'm trying to get laid, so I'm going to do everything I possibly can.
You know what? Here's the thing
want to
about
get
getting
laid.
laid. Here's the thing, in my opinion. Here's the thing about getting laid. I had so much fun in my youth that I maybe that's why I'm not so concerned. I'm not kidding. At one point in my life, I actually faked an orgasm. Do you know how hard it is for a man to fake an orgasm? Listen,
not that hard. I've done it so many times.
well,
it's ridiculous.
no, honey, this man was sucking my dick at the time.
I've done it so many times.
It's hard to fake an orgasm when your dick is in somebody's mouth, and they're like, "You didn't come." How can you defend yourself? And I simply said, just get the fuck out. Seriously, just leave. Because, you know what? No, I have no regrets for my sex life. Because I've said this in prior episodes of another show. Jill and Randy's Texas Tea. Re-listen. Anyway.
That is now the Little Gay Talk Show. And please listen. Because,
yeah. Anyway. No, I'm like, I'm so bored. Just go. And that makes me sound like I'm hot or something. Bitch, I'm not hot. I just have a big dick. Which is hot. Thank you.
But the thing is that
I did not just say that, by the way. Erase that from your minds. I'm going too far. See what happens when you get me back on the show.
I already erased it from my mind. The
Good.
moment that you said it, I erased it from my mind.
I hope so, because it wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. It was for everybody else, but it wasn't for me. So it was already erased.
And I don't even want everybody else to hear it. You know, here's the problem, people. I'm talking to Joel like we're having a regular conversation, and we are.
Yes.
That's the charm of the show.
Yes.
That we forget you're there.
But we don't forget that you're there.
No,
we're doing it for you.
Little people in my mind. Not that you're little people, but people are listening, and that's what we're doing. So I want to do a shout out to Finland because I know you bitches are listening. So hello, Finland.
Hello, Finland. Hello, Spain. Hello, Australia.
Oh, I don't care for Spain.
Hello, China.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking kidding.
You know, this show got picked up by China for a little bit.
Oh, I know.
So, hello to everyone in China.
Hello to all you bootleggers listening to this in China. Because,
I
you know,
know.
no gay stuff can happen in
Yeah,
China.
I know. So,
And we're nothing if not
by
gay
the way,
stuff.
I want to say this to all those people in Zambia and African countries that are still doing that horrible thing with making gay illegal.
Oh.
It is horrific, and
It's
you should not
horrific,
be
and
doing that.
No.
You should not be doing that.
No. And
To a small community, a very small community in your country, and you're still using that as your platform for stuff. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, you get a healthy fuck you from me, too.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. You know why, Randy? I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do this.
Go ahead.
I will never, ever, as a gay man, consider myself African American when I know that there are African countries that don't accept me as a gay man. So I will never consider myself African American ever, because what they're doing in those countries,
It's horrific.
it's horrific. And that other country that is considering looking at gay as a death penalty thing, are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
They're still doing that around the world.
Are you serious? We're still doing this. We're still doing this.
We're lucky to live in America.
We're still in the, by the way, lucky to live in America, where I still can't hold hands.
Yeah.
Where I still have to find, where every time I look at a news story when it comes to gays and lesbians in this country, and I'm still looking at news stories.
That's not a good story right now in our country. I can't believe that
we fought for gay marriage, but I can't still hold hands.
Corner.
Yeah, I still can't hold hands with anybody. I still can't hold my lover's hand. I still can't hold my husband's hand. The fact that I still can't do that is still something.
It's tragic. It really is.
Tragic. And we fought for gay marriage. We did. And I can get married, but I can't hold hands with my husband.
Well, some people don't want to hold hands with their husband.
You know, I get that.
Some people are like,
I get that.
This
and
motherfucker.
I get that.
I
love the fact that
gosh, he won't take the trash out. And the cat just shit on the guest bed. And nobody ever sleeps in there, but cat shit is hard to get out.
But I would like to think
Have you ever had cat shit on a comforter or piss?
Oh, cat shit is so
It's
terrible.
disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Cats are the devil.
Cats are. No, I love
No,
cats.
I'm sorry. Cats aren't the devil. The head of Facebook is the devil.
Cats aren't the devil. I don't have a problem with cats, except for the fact that I'm allergic. And
Well, you know what?
but
allergic
they
to cats too.
stink when they. Oh my god!
I'm allergic to cats and Mark fucking Zuckerberg. I hope you're listening, you devil. Anyway,
That's what I agree with. I agree with you, Mark. Mark Zuckerberg is the devil, and the
y'all
fact
stop doing Facebook. Get on Instagram. Get on whatever other thing there is.
by the way,
because
he
frankly,
also
I don't do
kind of
anything.
he kind of does a thing with Instagram,
computer.
so that's what he does.
Well, Joel's going to put us in touch with all the other outlets that you all can see us on. And, Lord, I hope you're going to listen after this episode.
Hey, how about Reddit? Because I love Reddit. I love Reddit. Reddit is amazing. They have amazing
on
story.
Reddit?
We're on Reddit.
Oh, bless him.
Yes, we're on Reddit, and Reddit is amazing. So if you want to be able to talk freely and be yourselves, you can do it on Reddit. And I would rather be on Reddit because Facebook.
You know, that's a
Fuck
great advertisement for Reddit.
Fuck Facebook.
I can see the advertisement now. I'd rather be on Reddit.
Because we should be on Reddit.
I can do advertising voices.
Reddit is the thing, and I have to, and we didn't promote this show enough on Reddit. I recently just joined Reddit, and I realized I love this community on Reddit. There is a community on Reddit where real us can be us, and sometimes it's not very friendly. Sometimes,
Well,
but at the same
gone
time,
into territory we shouldn't have. But that's what.
But I love.
That's the part of our podcast.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
That, I just went there. I want you to listen, but please don't let your children listen because we went there.
Oh, by the way, we are going to, Randy and I will get the Patreon page together, and I cannot wait. Randy's brilliant. He has a thing going on, and we'll talk about that later. I'm going to leave that up to.
Well, there's going to be a new person, a new member of staff, if you will, telling her story. Her name is Debbie Sue Hickman, and she's said it many times. Her accolades as a beauty queen are stunning in her mind. She's Miss Georgia Canned Peaches.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
From what year? I'm sorry. What
1983.
1983.
Yeah.
She's still doing her thing? Look
She's
at her.
still doing her thing.
Look at her. She's still doing her thing.
You know, opening grocery stores and cutting the ribbons at your local new post office.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And, Debbie Sue Hickman is a major hot member of the community
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
as far as she's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you have to meet her. So we'll meet her next week.
We'll meet her next week.
I'm
You
really
have to-
excited, though.
I'm really excited because
And it is
Debbie
called,
Sue
it is called Hotlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where she's from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, she's just outside of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought she was a Texas queen. I always thought that she always seemed like a
no,
Texas
no,
queen.
no.
From
She's
like
from
one of those
Atlanta.
little small towns.
No,
and,
she's from Mackey Ditch,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mackey-
outside of Atlanta.
Oh, that sounds cute.
Yeah, it's
Mackey.
very.
I'm sorry, Mackey Ditch.
Mackey Ditch,
Mhm,
just
Mackey
outside
Ditch.
of Atlanta.
Just outside of Atlanta. So you will be meeting Debbie Sue.
Debbie Sue,
in the coming
Hickman.
yes, Debbie Sue Hickman. You'll be meeting her in coming episodes.
and it's very important to remember
Mm-hmm.
she is Miss Canned Peaches, 1983,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia.
I know.
Very important.
Is she going to wear the sash for the show?
You
Because
never
we have
know.
to take
You never know.
pictures.
You never
Because we have to take pictures. She has to wear the sash.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
where are we at in the decade?
Oh, I think we're. By the way, I really talked about the fact that we went to AOL and getting disc in the mail. I love that.
And I don't know from
And
AOL.
as a computer nerdy geeky kind of guy that I am, yes, I've gotten thousands. CompuServe. There was another one I can't remember It was AOL and CompuServe. And if
Do not
anybody
look
could
at
tell
me.
me, if anybody could tell
I
me
don't
what
know.
the third one was, let me know because I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot. But I do remember when it was AOL and CompuServe. And my first dick pic was on AOL and one of their chat rooms. My first
dick
dick pic. My first dick pic
Oh my
was in
gosh.
AOL in one of their chat rooms, and it was from Ireland, and it was an Irish
so
dick.
it was an uncircumcised
Yes,
dick
and
pic.
by the way, at the same time,
did he bring the skin down?
well,
so you
at
could
the
see
same
head?
time, it was the fact that when the internet became a thing, so did webcams, and I think we all remember this. When
No, we all do not, because I'm a neophyte. when
Okay,
it comes
well,
to computers.
if you would remember this, when it would take a full day to download a picture or music or any of that stuff,
Imagine
in the early
that.
day, imagine that.
I had a full day
Mm-hmm.
as you were waiting for your full day
I know.
with your computer.
You know what?
I'm not reading.
You know what would piss
I'm not
me off
reading, but
Yeah, I know.
I'm
You know
reading.
what would piss me off is that I would find a picture or some music. I'm like, oh my God, new music from my favorite group. They're now about to download this, and I would want to download it, and then the phone would ring, and it would interrupt the download. It would stop the download because my phone. By the way, for you girls out there who do not understand the early days of the internet, we had to do it on a landline.
that would be me, by the way.
Yeah, we had to do it on a landline. And doing it on a landline meant that your phone would ring if somebody was calling and would interrupt whatever was going on when you were on the internet. So if you were trying to download a naked picture of a hot girl or a hot guy, if you were trying to download music or a movie, well, you couldn't download movies back then, but doing all that stuff, if you tried to do that and your phone rang, it would interrupt it, and you had to start all over again, and it was horrible.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
imagine the horror of not caring about any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never
can't-
had a computer. and I'm
Randy,
not discounting your story.
Randy, I have to tell you this.
What?
You do remember this because you and I used to talk about the fact that you would try to download stuff.
when
onto
we
your,
talked about the New York
Yeah.
thing, that wasn't my computer.
No. But you would try to download stuff. when you and I used to meet at
I would try to,
at Decades, a bar
but I
that is
never had
long
a
since
computer.
gone. Yeah.
But I've never had a computer back then. Now, girl, I don't care.
I know. But back
I'm
then.
so far from that, you know, in my life with what's
That
going
was the
on.
early 2000s, by the
But-
way. That was the early 2000s.
But the truth is, I've never had a computer.
I've had a computer.
I got a laptop, and guess what I did with that laptop? I watched movies and porn. Movies and porn. That's it.
Well,
Facebook.
you were. Guess what? You were a part of everybody else. Movies and porn. It's always been about porn, hasn't it?
No. See, I don't want people to think that I.
Well,
just
you know what? Porn
watch
was.
porn, but
made
I
the
just
way.
watch a lot of porn. So.
But porn made the way to how we watch movies and everything else, because porn lured the technology and they made it work. And then suddenly to download music, movies, that kind of thing. We all learned that from
I've
porn.
never thought that much about porn other than it's porn.
No, but porn had been at the forefront of technology, and they knew this. And once again, porn is probably going to be the forefront of virtual reality and all this other stuff again.
Are the astronauts going to be porn actors?
They
Is that what
probably
you're saying?
will. They
In the
probably
future,
will.
the astronauts. Are
Yes,
porn
one
actors.
step for man, one giant leap for. My God, his dick is big.
One step for man and one dick and vagina kind.
Yes, exactly.
I
Or
don't know.
I have no idea. I hope it's not vagina kind.
No, honey.
We're not.
Girls have to get theirs.
I know girls have to get there.
And you know what? The nice thing of God,
Say it, girls.
give me strength. I don't want anybody in my family to hear this, but the nice thing about cock is it's for everybody.
It is for everybody. It really is. Cock is
It is.
amazing.
Cock is for everybody.
Cocky is for everybody.
And on that note, I think it's time to say goodbye, isn't it?
No, it is not time to say goodbye. We still have a lot of minutes.
Well, I thought.
No, we have a lot of minutes. Well, we're probably going to end up going out, right?
We're going out.
We're going to go out. So
We're going out for a minute to a local bar, but I'm not singing. I'm going to try desperately. They have karaoke at this bar, but it's not karaoke. It's grand piano, which really it really puts your feet to the fire as a singer. And frankly, I'm just going to have a drink. I'll try. But you know how
but he's going to sing because I know he wants to sing. I know you want to sing, Randy. You really do want to sing.
Well,
and
we'll
you
see.
should sing.
Yeah, I haven't sung very well on this occasion.
Well,
on the show.
Well, I mean, we're doing the show, but you really do want to sing, and I think that here's the thing. I guess I'm going to go there. I have seen Randy at the grand piano just belting out a tune, and Randy can belt out a tune. He can belt out a tune.
Probably not tonight.
He probably will tonight because I know he probably.
Anyway,
He's probably
we're
he's
just-
already in that mood.
Again, we're forgetting that we're on a show and we're talking
We're
to
not.
each other.
We're not forgetting
You know,
anything.
it's easy to do that.
You're
because
there. Really? How do you
Joel and
forget
I-
that when there's a mic literally in front of you that looks like a cock?
It's not me
That looks like a cock.
Oh,
That looks like a
I
fantastic.
never want to see a cock that looks like that.
Why? I mean, it's perfectly
Oh,
round.
actually,
it's
it's flat.
it's perfectly round.
All right, so
It's a little flat on the
all right,
end,
So
but,
you
you
brought
know.
up a cock story for me.
Oh,
Gosh,
here comes a
knows
cock
I have
story.
many.
Randy
So-
tells a cock story. Yay.
Are we doing a song for that? Seriously?
Yeah. Randy tells a cock story. Yay.
All right, we'll do it together.
Randy tells a cock story. Yay. There we
That
go.
was so off fucking key.
I
But that's
know.
cool. Anyway, so here I am. I met this guy at a bar. Nice guy. Whatever. He looks a little like Garth Brooks, which it wasn't Garth Brooks. I never should have said that. Anyway, the point is,
Garth Brooks is hot.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
this man was no Garth Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we get to my driveway
Mm-hmm.
of my building, and that's when I lived in the condo, in the front part of the condo over of whatever street. You know, you've been there. Anyway, he and I start kissing and fondling, and then he unzips his pants. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you, I've never seen an uglier dick in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrifying. Actually, dick is not.
Mm-mm.
Dick is too dignified for what I saw. It was bad. It was very bad. It was short and very thick. I swear it was 8 inches thick and 2 inches long. And that was hard. Oh,
eight,
yeah.
8 and 2
8
in the
and
wrong
2,
in the wrong direction.
Well, what?
In the
There's
wrong
no
direction.
Good direction
I
for
don't.
8 and 2.
I mean,
There's no.
if it's 8 inches
No,
and 2 inches thick, I think it's
No.
okay.
No. 8 inches and 2 inches are not compatible at all when it comes to a dick. I mean, seriously. And I call it a dick because it's not a cock, but I hate the word penis.
Okay, we're not saying the word
yeah, we're
penis.
not
You
saying
did not say that.
So anyway,
word.
mushroom head, big fucking head, and I'm like looking at this piece of shit thing. Oh, that shouldn't be said. Anyway, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my dog bites. I've got to go. True story. You're only going to find the true stories here at this little gay talk show. Or that little gay talk show. I'm new to this territory.
No, he's
darling.
not new. We started off at Joel and Randy's Texas Tea, and then we moved to that little gay talk show. And we
I'm
decided to do that
happily
because
moved.
it makes it easier in case, things change around, that kind of thing. And then
And you want to make sure that people understand that it's a gay talk show.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that with that. I think we're probably almost done. I think we have a few more minutes.
Now it's becoming a fucking chore.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, you know why it's becoming a fucking chore? Because
I want to get dressed.
He wants to get dressed to go out. He wants to get dressed. He already has done his hair.
My hair
I
is
went to the
done
store.
did,
I
so
went
to
to the
speak.
store and I came back to find that the table was empty and it was quiet in the apartment, which meant that he was in the bathroom.
It's on set.
Getting
My hair is on
his-
mousse set.
I know.
Because, you do mousse if you're naturally curled. If you have naturally curly hair like I do. You do a mousse set. And I'm in mousse set mode right now. And I love y'all. And I'm happy to be back. And if I don't hear from Malaysia, then I'm never coming back. So.
What?
Malaysia used
Malaysia?
to be, we used to hit Malaysia. And I like the idea of hitting a Malaysia
Do you?
man.
I like
Malaysian man.
I do too.
Simply because you can say to your friends,
Oh Lord, he's gonna
I
go there.
hit it up with a Malaysian man last night. And they'll be like, girl, we're in Texas. Malaysia. Oh, yes, bitch. Malaysia. So shout out to Malaysia. Talk to me, bitches.
Shout out to Malaysia because she likes a Malaysian man, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what they look like. And I don't think Malaysia has a color. They're just Malaysians.
No,
I wouldn't mind if they had a color. What
Why would
color
you-
do you think a Malaysian would be in your brain? Not
Why would-
green or
wait,
blue.
Wait, what? Are we
Pink.
doing this? Really?
No, we're just having fun.
Okay, let's have some fun. I would think that Malaysian would be not a color, but Malaysian. Simple as that. Just Malaysian.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
So, a little bit of a lot of the Asian culture going into that.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Because that's fun.
Yeah,
That's fun.
I love men.
And I do too.
I don't give a shit.
I
where
know.
they're from.
Randy and I are.
I love men.
Randy and I are the
I'm
same
a man
mind.
aficionado because I've been with so many.
I love the fact that Houston was still
Houston
again.
is a melting pot.
Houston was voted
that's
the
a
most
wonderful-
diverse city in the country.
And I'll tell you what, I've been with practically every diverseness.
I know. I love it.
I do
love
too.
it. I look at it as like a candy store. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many different candies that I could choose from.
You know, when I was a kid in 1983 and doing tricks at bookstores, I used to keep a list. Not really. I didn't in my head.
By the way,
in my head only.
Disclaimer: he was 19 when he did all this stuff, right?
Yeah, I was not. It was not 1983, but that was a former joke that I told. So that's what comedians do. They go back to former jokes.
I know.
That's a bit. I'm doing a bit. Try to keep up.
I'm trying to.
Okay. So anyway,
he's rolling his eyes.
do not ruin the bit. You're ruining
I'm not.
the bit.
I already ruined the bit. I'm
You
sorry.
ruined the bit.
I'm sorry for ruining the bit. Go for it.
It's
Go for
called a fucking bit. Anyway, so here's the thing. In 1983, when I was tricking, well, actually, it was 1984 because I'd moved up from 83 from a bookstore to a bathhouse.
Oh, look at you going higher class.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
you
I
went
had
from
been-
bookstores to bathhouses.
In my mind, already in the bookstore, I had been with,
Once again, Google bookstores.
yeah, because they don't exist
And
anymore.
I don't. No, they still do, but we'll talk about that again. But
Well, I want to go.
I do too.
I know. You know
Why are you whispering?
Because it's dirty.
It's so dirty.
And you just say dirty things like that.
I know. And the fact of the matter is that if there's still any bookstores that exist,
There are.
we know what's going on.
We
Gayness
wanna-
is going on.
You know, we'll talk. Anyway, so can I finish my bit?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Fuck, I forgot my bit. Are you happy now?
How did you forget your bit? You were
Because
talking,
I'm old.
you were talking
and I'm
about
drinking.
tricking in
Oh,
yes.
oh.
hmm
No, there's
in the
so many-
1980s. You were talking about tricking 1983 to 1984.
Oh, no. In 84, I realized that there were places called bathhouses. Man.
That's why I said that she
was
upgraded.
Trick Deluxe. Trick Deluxe. Because I could swim in a pool. And Club Houston, if you're still there, I don't know. I might be coming.
I miss Midtown Spa
Oh,
so
I miss
much.
Midtown Spot so much. But
Their
guess what?
pool was
Guess what?
amazing.
You gay people who are so young don't realize how much luxury we had for tricking back in the day.
We did. We,
We
had,
had
luxury. We had
luxury.
luxury when it came to tricking.
And we could go to the Odd Bookstore, which the best bookstore ever, ever in the history of the city of Houston and around the world. We're talking about the city of Houston, Texas, was the ballpark.
Oh, the ballpark.
You get a queen, you get an old queen, older, 20 years older than us, let's say that, and say, do you remember the ballpark?
Oh,
of
they
West
tell
Alabama?
stories. The moment you say the ballpark, these bitches tell stories.
Yeah.
They literally, hey, did you go to the ballpark? Let me tell you what happened to me at the ballpark. And they would tell stories.
And
it's,
you know what? I've said this on prior episode many years ago. Well, last year. I wrote a poem in English class about
yes, you did.
my experience.
Yes, you did. I
in the
forgot
bookstore.
about that. I forgot about that. You did write a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Can you reverse us on the poem? Do you remember the poem?
Oh, sure. I'll
Okay.
just do a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
Men against the wall. No one looks at anyone. They look at their bodies. The eyes never meet. Just sex. Every minute, every thought is about sex. But we never see each other's eyes. We see each other in the moment. Go into that room, and I promise you, you'll be happy. Go into that room, and we'll discover each other. Sex.
Oh my
That
God.
was my poem.
That was your poem?
Yeah,
Oh my,
it's
I'm gonna
in high school.
I
In
want
high
to
school.
I want to push an applause button because I'm trying to figure out which one. I'm gonna figure out which one. There it is. There it is. That was the applause button because
I got sent to the counselor in high school after that
I
because
realized that.
my English teacher was like, "What the hell?" And frankly, his name was Mr. Craig, and I'm sure he's dead because I'm 100 years old myself. So, and he was in his 50s. Mr. Craig, talk like this. Okay, kids, and he was Mr. Craig. Okay, kids. Anyway.
Okay, so I think we should end the show because I think we're at the end of the show.
Well,
We're at the end of the episode. We have had so much fun.
We have had.
We have had so much fun
I have
doing
to
the
figure
episode.
out a closing song.
Do you want to do a closing song? Is that what
I
you-
could.
Well,
I could,
before you do a closing song, so let me do this. We are on Twitter and Instagram. Look for us there. If you want to reach us or say anything, you can also do it on Facebook. You know our tagline is that little gay talk show, so you should be able to find us all over social media.
I'm
including
available.
including Reddit,
once
once again, including Reddit, because I always leave out Reddit, and I'm not going to leave out Reddit anymore.
don't ever do that again.
I won't. I won't.
But I will interrupt for just a second
Go
and say
ahead.
something.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy a brush and a tug.
That's what he did. That is what Randy did. That is exactly. You know,
There's nothing wrong with a brush and a tug, but anyway.
Here's the funny thing. This is why Randy's back on the show. This is why Randy's back on the show because
Brush and a tug.
yes, a brush and a tug. Why are we whispering again?
Because it's dirty.
I know it's filthy.
It's dirty fabulous.
It's filthy.
And honestly, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in an office, and I'm, y'all, come on, gay men, you wouldn't mind a brush and a tug. Seriously.
I don't at all.
And I didn't even. Next week, I'll tell you the story of the air conditioner repairman.
What? There's a story next week.
Bitch, it
Oh
happened.
my God.
It
I
happened.
can't believe that. Actually, I can.
Teaser, because I'm a slut.
Because he's a hoe. He's such a hoe. And it makes me feel better because I'm also a kind
I'm
of
not
a hoe.
really a hoe. Seriously, the air conditioner repairman thing happened because he simply walked into my apartment.
And I'm probably going to have a story to tell next week because I'm going to do something a little adventurous and out of my wheelhouse. So I will probably have a story to tell. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I'm not sure if I'm going to
this
do
man
it. No, don't bring that up, bitch.
I know. I'm saying this man is going to worry me. I know he's going to worry me at the end of this story because it's hard to get in that fucking door.
I know.
He lives in a gated community and it's terrible. So, okay.
Okay.
I'm up for it. So next week, Adventures will be told.
Adventures will be told. So we're gonna end this with, hey, Randy, how do you want to end this? Do your thing. How do you want to end this episode?
Hey, are you ready to go? It's that little game. I forgot. Listen, it's my first day. Hey, are you ready to go? It's that little gay talk show. Hey, you bitches and hoes, it's that little gay talk show.
Okay, once again, I'm going to go down this road because that's what I'm going to do. It's all tea. It's all shade. By the way, it's Houston, Texas made.
It's that little gay talk show.
And we are done.
That was so off key.
With that,
oh my gosh,
we're done. And
I'm gonna drink a martini at the bar, and I will not sing.
Mhm.
I will not.
by the way, if you are listening to this show, if you want to catch up with us, we might end up at Michael's Outpost on several occasions.
Yeah.
So you can always walk up and say hello and tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter as long as you want to do that. But we're gonna go out for a little bit because it's New Year's Day.
And it's gonna be fun.
It's New Year's Day, and next week,
dressed.
on next week's episode,
That's a whole lot.
we're gonna talk about resolutions. We're gonna talk. Randy's gonna tell his story about.
We're gonna do. We've decided that it would be fun for everyone to get to know Isabel through my experience with Isabel Cooley.
So Isabel
an
Cooley,
actress.
you're gonna get some. You're gonna get some Hollywood history
Very good actress.
from Randy. So
Girl, she knew Elizabeth Taylor. Okay.
So you're gonna start getting some new history, Hollywood history, from Randy because Randy knows Hollywood history when it comes to Isabel Cooley.
Well, that bit anyway.
So you're gonna get a little bit of that next week, and you're gonna hear stories more and more about Isabel Cooley, who she was, and the relationship that they had for I think about 6 years. It was 6 years.
Yeah, it was 6 years.
Yes, they had a very wonderful relationship for 6 years.
An affair of the heart.
An affair of the heart. So you're going to start hearing more stories about that. So we're going to get out, and I need to get dressed because
Do you
I'm going to have to
how
shave.
much work I have to do?
She's going to.
I have shaved, but you know what? What is now?
She's going to have to
going on with
put
old people.
I know.
And hair because I'm still not shaved enough.
No, you're shaved enough. You're pretty smooth.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're pretty smooth. But we're gonna talk about more stuff. So we're gonna get out, and it is a done deal. So, like I said, if you want to listen to our show, we're on literally every podcast network that is out. I made sure of that. We are really on every. There's no excuse for you not to listen to this show because we are literally on even Pandora. We're on Pandora now. Did you know that, Randy?
Yeah.
We're on Pandora, so
Okay.
you can listen to us
You don't
anywhere.
have to work hard to find us.
Yeah, you do not have to work hard. It's that little gay talk show. You don't have to work hard to find us. We will see you later, and it's another good night. Say good night, Randy.
Bitch, I don't take orders. You know what? Good night.